Hey y'all, once again, it's another episode of the Welcome to the Lou Town podcast. I'm your host, Killah Threat, representing that thoroughbred ENT for show. And as always, a shout out to Cool Cal, representative of Unrated Music Group. He's also the co-host of the Welcome to the Lou Town podcast. And as always, y'all will see him when he drops through. But today I want to go ahead and tackle an issue that has been digging at me. Of course, as if y'all been paying attention, it's probably been messing with y'all conscious and y'all psyche as well. I want to go ahead and talk about these ICE raids. I know they have just made it to Chicago not too long ago, but ever since they made it into Chicago, you know, it's been hell and chaos, and that's saying the least of what's going on in the reality that they're living. And just to put everybody on notice, if you're living under a rock, of course my phone will be going off, but if you're living under a rock, that you'll be noticing that ICE will be coming to St. Louis too. So just holler back at your boy. Let's talk about this. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Welcome to the Lou Town podcast. I'm yours truly, Killah Threat. I want to go ahead and let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to the business. Let's talk about these ICE raids, shall we? So, if you don't know, the ICE is like a organization that the government created to go ahead and drive out illegals or people that practice illegal immigration coming over here from other countries or continents and trying to start anew. But the twist to it this go round is, even if you're over here legally with a visa, legally staying where you stay at, got a legit job and everything like that, if you are of a Latino descent, it seems like they're trying to excommunicate everybody out of here. Or Latinx, I believe is what they're going by now. Shout out to all my Latinos and my Latinx people out there that listen to the podcast and also listen to the music and follow the movement. But yeah, when these people come, they're going to come looking like police officers and soldiers. They're going to have like tactical gear on, bulletproof vest, automatic weapons, you know, that you'll see the military use for tactical situations. So when they come, because they will come, from what I have seen and noticed through social media, is that they're knocking on people's doors and they're asking people to come out, or they're making people come out. If you come across a situation where an ICE person comes to a neighborhood, because it seems like they're going to neighborhoods where people of color stay at. If you have an encounter with an ICE agent, what you want to do in your house is if they knock on your door, you can answer the door if you want to. I wouldn't per se, but if you want to, you can go ahead, but don't open the door. Leave the door closed and ask who it is. If they ask you to come outside, don't go outside. Don't open your door. Ask ICE or ask the official or the individual or the representative or whatever they want to go by. Ask them, first off, if they have some type of judicial paperwork signed by a judge, which should be a warrant to search your household. If they don't have any judicial document that's signed by a judge, or a warrant that's signed by a judge stating that they need to be on your property and in your property to go ahead and search your property, then they have no reason to be at your residence. I don't care what they say, but that's just your right. You know, if they don't have any signed judicial warrant from a judge, then they don't get entry into your castle, your domain. So, and it's crazy that it has to be like this under the new presidency, but I hate to say it, this is what y'all voted for, because I didn't vote for him. But you know, I guess y'all feel like even if you go and vote, you can do your best, but it's a such thing as an electoral college, and the electoral college, just trying to say it over and over again to get it right, but they are gonna go ahead and decide who gets that next spot anyways. It ain't gonna matter to no popular vote for anybody that has any other thoughts beyond that. That's just the basis of it. That's the main rule. That's the golden rule. The electoral votes is gonna count. That's what's gonna matter most. So since we already know what they doing in Chicago, which in Chicago they went to an apartment complex, right? And in this apartment complex, it was supposed to be some immigrants that was there, but it was primarily blacks that was there in a black neighborhood. Now, I don't care for sure, you know, if, because I know it was a woman that was trying to defend ICE, and I understand her opinion, and she could be born and raised in South Chicago, so on and so forth, but that still doesn't foreshadow the fact that right is right and wrong is wrong. So, if you go and try to get somebody out, you don't do it by knocking on every door, forcing everybody out, tying all the kids up, and like it was like they had zip ties on the kids and made the kids stay out with the parents, and then told everybody that wasn't an immigrant that was black, well, we'll go ahead and let you go if you don't have any warrants, but you yanked us up out of bed. Or we're about to get ready to go to bed. We done had a peaceful night, but then y'all want to come up in here like it's World War 17. It makes no sense. And then if there's a census bureau, right, and if everybody in the government, like all these departments is keeping up with where people stay at, because we all have to file taxes, right? We all send mail and receive mail, right? We receive bills in the mail, right? So you should know from all that data and all that information, ideally, that our information will already be in the system as far as our whereabouts. Not as far as where we go and how we go, even though I know Google be tracking that by secret, be tracking destination locations. That's how they can tell you all the trips that you went through the whole entire year. They can go ahead and have memory feedbacks. You know what I'm saying? And have it on your phone for you to look back and be like, oh yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Scary, but true. But anyways, with how things is going with the ICE raids, I know that they're, like Chicago's not going. So with Chicago not going, now, which ICE, if y'all didn't know, is the immigration enforcement. If Chicago is not going, I've been seeing Chicagoans shoot at ICE. You know what I'm saying? Because they got tired of the harassment of people that don't have any warrants, but just got a word from the commander-in-chief, of course. But it's not to go ahead and do things, I don't think, in a manner such as tying up little kids and not releasing little kids. And then people are coming up missing also in these raids that are not immigrants that look like me and you. So it's just a thing that that needs to be recognized if it's not recognized and stated, if it hasn't been stated already, which I believe has been stated a multitude of times on social media that I follow. But what I follow, the algorithmic pattern might not be the same for yours. You know, it can be something completely opposite. But yeah, the tactics, as I seen, are very aggressive, where they be slamming people. And these and they don't even care how they talk to people, how they handle people, which can trigger trauma from our landscape, from what we have been used to our whole entire existence. It's just in our DNA. But it also can create new trauma, and it could also create accidental death, where an overzealous ICE officer can go ahead and accidentally, or let me put up the quotes, accidentally pum somebody. And we don't want anybody to get pum-pumed, especially when it's unnecessarily happening under, I don't want to say false pretenses, but yeah, just off of assumptions. That's crazy. But yeah, if anybody doesn't, I know I got an Android phone. I don't do the Apple, but for those who have Apple phones, just a phone period, they have ICE apps that are out currently. I know Chicago said you can go to the Play Store, which that's all I know, but I guess For Apple users, you'll go to your Apple store, and for Android, you'll download an app called Ice Alert, and they'll let you know when they're in your neighborhood. And for Apple users, you'll use Ice Block. So Android, Ice Alert; Apple, Ice Block. You go ahead and download that, get everything together, and then you'll know when they're coming into the neighborhood, because it seems like they don't have no code of conduct when it comes to the man, woman, and child thing, or if it comes to, even though they saying immigration, why you attacking black people or fucking with black people? Like, we immigrated here. We didn't immigrate here per se, because we were the original people here, and then B, the remainder of us was dragged into slavery from wherever we came from. So by our people, you know what I'm saying? True. But like they say, all skin ain't kin. You dig me? But yeah, it's crazy, because now after you get these apps right, make sure you get those apps. But it's crazy because now than ever is more important for us to go ahead and create a community and create a code of conduct, because now we got to go ahead and start having rules and regulations within our own. And this is going to happen, I would think, when they come to St. Louis, my city. It's going to be either by the end of this year or to start the fresh new year. And it's going to be getting real. There's already things going on downtown St. Louis where they're practicing tactical drills. And that stuff is not going on for no reason. For real, I feel like they knew something's been going on, because they've been actually practicing tactical drills downtown in St. Louis now for at least a year or two. Easy. Maybe almost 4 to 5 years, but I know a good 1 to 2 years already prior to all this ICE stuff. But I feel, and you let me know if I'm wrong, but if you agree with DEI, and if you disagree with the ICE raids, then they're gonna mark you a domestic terrorist. I'm just letting y'all know off of what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing, and what the president has been stating, and what the council and the cabinet has been stating. If you agree with DEI, and if you disagree with the ICE raids, you will be considered a domestic terrorist. So, and if you don't know what a domestic terrorist is, it's just an individual that's going against their own country, in layman's terms. But what's crazy is, a side note, Pope Leo, the first American pope, even rebuked the Trump administration regarding the military use for immigration crackdowns, just because of how distasteful it's been going on. All the distastefulness and all the ungodliness that's been put into taking people out and separating kids from parents and breaking up families and shipping people to who knows where. It's a woman who worked at a Hyundai factory, right? And this woman, you already know, was a Caucasian persuasion woman, and she felt some type of way because Hyundai came over and they was getting a new building built, like a new factory built, like a big ass campus, right? So they getting a big campus built to go ahead and start building Japanese vehicles over here, right? She decided that she was gonna be patriotic and go ahead and call ICE on all these workers. Now, mind you, all these workers that came from their country over here to go ahead and train Americans on how to build their cars in the new Hyundai factory that was getting built, right? But nah, we ain't trying to create jobs like that, because I guess immigration is the biggest thing that's on the table. So they go in and detain all the employees, and all of them were legal, had visas and everything. Went on and detained all of them, threw them in a paddy wagon, and did what they did with them, where now Japan had to go ahead and make everybody get released, which he like unchain my people. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what Japan came through, and that's been done. But now I don't believe they're gonna go ahead and go through the Hyundai deal because of all this racism that's being disguised as patriotism. So now we done lost a whole bunch of work that could have been, a whole bunch of money that could have came into the economy. You never know, you could have lost an ally just for being petty. Like, she should be a domestic terrorist because she just messed up maybe 100,000 jobs. Easy. I feel. Because I know Hyundai's a very big company. But yeah. It's speaking on racism. Have y'all heard about the Super Bowl? You know Bad Bunny coming into town. Shouts out to Bad Bunny. Even though I don't understand what he be saying, his music, be going. And that's because I'm not bilingual. But shout out to all my bilingual and trilingual folks, or the people that speak 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 languages. I just stick to English. And then, I got my own slang and my own mojo, that me and my circle, my squad, we know of and we do. But yeah, for some odd reason, Trump is threatening to be at the Super Bowl and to also have immigration at the Super Bowl, immigration enforcement, or ICE, at the Super Bowl. And he talking about he gonna go ahead and get Bad Bunny deported after the Super Bowl. Like, people, newsflash, if he's Puerto Rican, right? We should already know that Puerto Rico is an American territory, for one. But two, just because the threat was thrown out there, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, and it lets you know what type of leader that we have. And I don't want to say that our commander-in-chief is acting and moving like a dictator, but actions speak louder than words. So you can say one thing, because your mouth can make up anything, can form words, can form phrases, can try to make sense as much as possible. But your actions, when you show the people what you would rather do, and when that signature is signed behind closed doors in your chambers, or when the cameras ain't rolling with CNN or CS, NBC or whatever, and they're filming everybody in Congress, when them doors is closed, when them cameras is off, that's when everybody go ahead and state and write down and apply and sign off on what they really feel is in their best interest. It's not necessarily about the country at all, but they'll make it about the country, because they are on a political stage. So, but yeah, I just feel like it's funny and very, very, very dangerous when you can't even come outside your house because you're about to be harassed for no reason. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the episode. Once again, it's another episode of the Welcome to the Lou Town podcast. It's yours truly, Killah Threat, representing that thoroughbred ENT. Tell me in the comments how you feel about the ICE raids, everything that's going on in Chicago with the police collabing with the military, because the National Guard is there, which is also collaborating with the immigration enforcement, which is ICE, to go ahead and do what they call cracking down on illegals and sending them out of here. Are they doing the right thing, or are they doing the wrong thing? For all my St. Louisans, y'all tell me, how we gonna go ahead and handle this? If you need to holler at me, you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I'm at Killah Threat, and that's Killah, KILLAH_THREAT. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at Killah Threat 2, and that's just Killah Threat, no spaces, KILLAHTHREAT 2. And we can go ahead and comment on there and start a conversation on there if y'all are too scared to conversate here on YouTube. But yes, again, another episode. Holla at your boy. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe to the feed. And I always should have been adding this, but hit that bell icon as well, because I've been getting people that have been telling me that they've been wanting to keep up with the podcast, but they never get notifications. The way that you get notifications is by hitting that bell icon. That bell icon will let you know when I post new stuff, when new things are going to premiere, so on and so forth. Don't matter if it's on the podcast side or on the music side. You already know what's coming and what the plans will be, so we'll be on the same page. But if you haven't, please go ahead and check out my singles, The Chronicle. Also, Sad But True, featuring Grim Giuliani. Got both videos that is filmed by Kyle Alexander. Shout out to Kyle. Also, check out Billionaire Mind State, featuring Cool Cal, which is the fellow co-host of the Welcome to the Lewtown podcast. Shouts out to him. We just recently dropped a video not too long ago. The numbers are running up. Let's keep running them up. You can go ahead and listen to it as well, because the single is out there as well on every streaming platform available. And in a few, we're going to go ahead and have Topic of Discussion, which will be coming out in November. The date for that video will be November 7th. So be looking out for that as well. But as always, stay tuned, because it's a movement to move with. Y'all be easy. All love.